Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Before hopping the review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you want to know how the channel works, all that good stuff is going to be down in the description. Today we are going to be talking about the album Rise by Danny Gokey, and it looks like this. This album is, I'm pretty sure it's the sophomore album for Danny Gokey. I know that he did I think Hope in Front of Me is like his major label studio debut. And then this is his second album, but he also did like a Christmas album, and I'm not counting that. Maybe it was an EP, I really don't know. But I'm pretty sure, I'm going to say that Rise is his sophomore album. It might be some people might say it's his third album, but I think it's his sophomore album. Anyway, it's got 12 tracks on it. One of the songs is a remix, so it has 11 original songs, and the remix is actually a remix of Stronger Than We Think, the first song on this album. And this album did actually have some steam, had some popularity. The song Rise is actually getting some radio play now, actually months after the song The Comeback became a hit. Right when this album came out, a long time ago, it feels like a long time ago. This album came out in 2017, by the way. But a long time ago, The Comeback was a really big hit on Christian radio. It still is a pretty big hit. And then Rise recently became a hit on Christian Contemporary Music Radio. CCM, Christian Contemporary Music. Yeah. Anyway, I realized I forgot to even mention who Danny Gokey is. Danny Gokey he was actually a contestant on American Idol. Whatever season he was on, I think it was one of the later seasons, he got third place. So this guy, he really does have a distinctive, memorable voice. And that can be expected of someone who got third place on American Idol. You kind of have to be standout. You kind of have to be good at singing to get third place on American Idol. Anyway, after he got third place, he eventually decided to do Christian music. And he became a solo Christian contemporary music artist, doing music that's very radio-friendly, doing these lyrics that are very radio-friendly. And it's all just, he's a very radio-friendly guy. His music isn't super-duper original or creative. Most of it really does just try to fit into the sphere, into the circle of Christian contemporary music. You may be wondering how Rise compares to Hope in Front of Me, compare and contrast the two records. Rise is a much more extravagantly produced, energetic, upbeat record. This is especially seen in the song Stronger Than We Think and the Stronger Than We Think remix. If You Ain't In It, a very funky, upbeat song, as well as the energetic pop song Never Be the Same. And Symptoms, which is like a Bruno Mars style love song with all the music and all the stuff going on. And it's just really upbeat. And a lot of these songs really are very energetic and upbeat. Other songs are slower and more gospel style, like Rise, Masterpiece, What Love Can Do. Really, actually, the vocal style, the way they sing this, the way Danny Gokey sings this song, is like the style of like gospel music. Even though he's like white. It's kind of funny. It just kind of feels like a gospel song. And then Chasing and Better Than I Found It are very slow. Some of them are very, Chasing is very worshipful. Slow. Better Than I Found It is slow, but not really worshipful, not really gospel style. But it is a slow song. But yeah, a lot of really energetic songs on this album, a lot of worship style moments and songs and choruses on this album. The lyrical content is pretty generic for Christian contemporary music. Except for, I would say, Symptoms is a standout because it really is just a love song. There's nothing really Christian. I don't think there's anything Christian about it. It's really just except for that it's clean. It doesn't curse. It's not like inappropriate. It's just like a fun, really upbeat, like Bruno Mars 24 Karat Magic style love song. That's a lot of fun. And then you have Better Than I Found It has these dark lyrics about death, and I mean, especially probably the lyrics are written and in the wake of school shootings is what the imagery that it brings to mind. It talks about how guns are taking lives and how there's white outlines on the street of people dying, and talking about how Danny Gokey, and he brings a female singer on the album. I've never heard of the female singer. She's kind of insignificant. But he brings her on there, and they both talk about how they want to be a light to the world. They want to leave the world better than they found it, which is the name of the song, Better Than I Found It. So that song's kind of dark. But most of these songs are going to be very uplifting songs about God's love, about faith, about some really just songs about you can do it, you're great, stronger than we think is, you're really good at doing stuff, you're awesome, and that's what the comeback is about. Is you're down and you were not doing great, but now it's a comeback. It's literally just like the Mandisa song. The lyrics are almost identical to the Mandisa song called Comeback. So in Christian contemporary music, you're going to see a lot of that. A lot of artists mimicking. I mean, a lot of artists that have very similar lyrics, very similar songs. With all that being said, Rise really isn't a bad album. The lyrical content of this album really isn't great. There are a few standout songs that do have standout lyrics. I think Masterpiece, talking about how God loves everyone and how in his eyes every single person is a masterpiece, and how you're all created by God. That is a really good message. It is a message that has been said before, but the way it's said and the slower music, it is kind of an effective, good. It's a good song. The lyrics are good. And then also Chasing, which is about I think Chasing is about, I don't remember exactly. It's either about you chasing after God or God chasing after you. And it's in terms of love and trust and all that kind of stuff. And I don't remember exactly what it was because I haven't listened to it recently, but I remember it was a standout song in terms of lyrical content. I remember it had some good lyrics. But the other songs on this album, a lot of the lyrics are just really generic, and the comeback is just super generic. You were down, but now you're going to get up, you're awesome, you can do it, and then stronger than we think. You didn't think you were very good, you don't feel very strong, but you are strong, you're awesome. It's just really generic, very lackluster messages and lyrics. And then the other songs in this album do have solid lyrics, which are just generic, but solid. In terms of music, this record actually is fairly high quality, and a lot of it is really fun and enjoyable. Stronger Than We Think and the remix are both a lot of fun. They're really kind of awesome. Of course, on repeat, these are really like pop songs. They're Christian pop songs. So they don't sound super good when you listen to them over and over again, but they are enjoyable and fun. If You Ain't In It, this is a really fun song. It's kind of funky, kind of cool. It's got like a funky kind of vibe, kind of like a Bruno Mars, as well as Symptoms. Symptoms and If You Ain't In It are both really fun, enjoyable songs with really fun, cool music that you can really dance to, really bob your head to, and really just have a good time. These really are enjoyable, cool, fun songs. Rise and Masterpiece also are pretty good songs in terms of music. They both have some really cool moments, and they do sound pretty good. The Comeback is a lot of fun the first few times you hear it, but if you listen to Christian Contemporary Music Radio, if you listen to CCM Radio, you know that they play the same songs over and over and over and over again. And so you've probably heard this song over and over and over again, and by now you're probably really sick of it if you listen to Christian radio. So I'm kind of sick of it. Slow Down. That's an interesting song. It has some really interesting, unique, original music that actually does work pretty well. It doesn't work, it's not amazing, but it is interesting music, and it does work fairly well. And then Never Be the Same is Never Be the Same, and Never Be the Same is the worst song on this album. The music is so generic. It is a pop song. It is a Christian pop song. Nothing stand out about the lyrics. Nothing interesting about the lyrics. And nothing interesting about the music. It is literally the most generic Christian pop song. Or just pop song in general. It's just super generic pop music. That, like, EDM style pop music that's popular, 2017, 18, 19. And just skip it. It's not really good. The rest of the songs in this album, music is fairly good. It's not bad. It sounds pretty good. I mean, musically, this record is pretty solid. It's solid. Some of the stuff is actually pretty good. Pretty good. All in all, Rise, it's actually, I would say this is an above average Christian pop album. An above average Christian contemporary, mainstream CCM release. It really is, it all fits into the sphere of radio-ready music. It all fits into the sphere of, family-friendly, nothing really crazy in the lyrics. It's a fairly safe album, but it is a fairly enjoyable album. The music, there is some pretty good lyrical content. Not a lot, but there are some standout lyrics. And musically, and vocally, Danny Gokey really makes this stuff work, especially the more energy. Actually, never mind. He always makes it work. He has a really good singing voice, and he does a really good job on this album. He really, when he wants to have fun, he sounds great, and when he wants to put a lot of heart into some songs, he really does put a lot of heart into them. So vocally, musically, this is a pretty good record. I'm going to give this album a 3.5 out of 5. Thank you for watching. This ran a lot longer than I thought it would. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching.